Business and the person you love. Sometimes they don't match. They don't get along. Let's talk about this. Roll it. Welcome back to another video. My name is Nikos Rentas. This is mentorsapproach.com. If this is your first time here, hit that like button at the end of the video if you like what you see. Of course, hit the subscribe button to get your daily motivational idea to get you moving in the right direction. Business and relationships don't always get along. This could be family, friends, your intimate ones. It's always a situation that pops up and all of a sudden personal needs and wants jump onto the stage and a bias is created. Jealousy moves in and resentment starts, and then trying to figure out, what do I do? Jumping into this email. Hi Nikos, I started a business with my boyfriend. We actually started it when I was just friends with him. The business went well for a while, but it hit a slump and it hasn't made the same profits we have seen nor expecting. He is consistently a nerve wreck waiting for something good to happen and has become a control freak. The other day, he freaked out because I spent money on an ad for Facebook. He said it was a waste of money and stopped it. I don't want to lose my business. I don't want to lose him from my life. However, I am out of ideas on how to fix things. It looks like you've been working hard to try and fix things, and it's probably been going on for a while. And that complicates things. And this is a real complicated situation because somebody you love and you don't want to lose, and you don't want to lose a business, and yeah, it's hard. And I mean, I've been there. I know what you're going through. It sucks. It sucks. Bigly time. The real truth of it is that the chances of success in this situation are not the highest. Can it be fixed? Yes. Will you see the patterns emerge of can they be fixed? Yes. Can you keep one and not keep the other? That's probably the better case scenario, and that's the one that you should be expecting rather than expecting both and being let down. But it always comes down to priorities, and what are your priorities? What's important to you and what's critical to you? Because I'm assuming that you both work in this business and you don't have any other money coming in. And if you don't have any other money coming in, then yeah, you have this situation at hand where somebody is frustrated, and you're probably frustrated too. But this control freak, it's not cool. And the reality is that people, they call them red flags, these kind of things, when somebody gets frustrated and they start acting this way. And it's something to really look at from a perspective of priorities. What's good for you? Do you really need somebody who, hey, the business isn't going good, so my frustration level goes up, so I treat you like this? Do you really need that? That's the question. The reality of it, what happens when you have kids, or when you have a house, and then the kids come along, and then all of a sudden things aren't going the way he thinks they should be going. And you're gonna have somebody like this acting like this? Like, come on, man. Like, it's horrible. That being said, your business needs to have a solution to its situations, its problems. Have you consulted people? Have you figured out, who is the best person to coach you through this, to consult on it, to come into the business and help you out? Maybe doing Facebook ad was something you needed to do and you stopped it, and maybe that was a huge negative, and that was like your turn-off point where you decided, hey, let me email in. And there's so many factors. So let's look at this from a perspective of you say you've done everything and I'm out of ideas on how to fix things. Okay, so that means you've tried a whole bunch of stuff. So let's look at some things you can do to really figure out, what's the best option. You clearly know that, hey, you don't want to lose either one, so nor the business nor him. But you clearly know that you may not be able to keep both. And here's how it works. You sit down and you have a communication session. You have a real communication talk. You don't have one of these fights. You don't have one of these. If he starts acting up, you tell him, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not going to communicate with you like this. We need to have a civil conversation. Business people, we're equals in the business and we're equal in the relationship. So sit down and let's talk, or let's talk when you're calm. Secondly, you have this conversation and you express how you feel. The business isn't going well, we need to make changes. He may not want to make changes. You need to make changes. You know you need to make changes. He fears change, you can see that, and he doesn't want to try new things. So, what are the things that you need to do to try? Maybe you need to go talk to somebody to give you ideas that he can sit down with you and the coach or the consultant, and you can go through a list of things that people in your situation with your business have been in, and then you can come up with a list of things you will try, and maybe that will encourage him to not be so scared to change. Secondly, you're gonna address the situation of his control issue and how you feel about it, and you're gonna address the situation about this potential of breaking up. Your business is critical. I think that's your priority. Make him aware that there's a possibility of a breakup. Make him aware that these two things can't work together. You can't be fighting on the business and then trying to have a good relationship. You're not happy doing it. And make it so that he doesn't feel threatened. Make it so that he's aware of it. Make it so that he understands that we're going to try new things and we're going to follow a series of steps that we're going to talk about in a sec, and really focus on making it a non-threatening moment for him. And what you're going to do is you're going to sit down, you're going to say, we need to see change, and this change has to happen. So we're going to give it a timeline of, say, 3 months. And in those 3 months, we're going to execute several things that we're going to see change happen, i.e., we need to bring money in, so maybe it's time to start advertising and marketing in a certain way. Okay, and this is just an example. Go talk to somebody about your business and figure it out. If we're in a coach call, we'll run through all your business issues, what's going on, what's not going on, and figure out where your issue has been, where your drop happened in your business, and we come up with different scenarios that you can implement in order to see an improvement in your business. So, so you take some of these and then you go, hey, what are we gonna do? We're gonna monitor and do accountability checks every 2 weeks over the next 3 months, and you're going to see where this is heading. Now, there is several situations that could occur. The main ones would be that as you're progressing, he does not see it as important to be less of a control freak. He doesn't see it as important to actively find himself in a place where he was before the nervousness and the nerve-wracking things started occurring, and he starts to not trust you even more. He starts being somebody who's controlling even more, and then belittling you even more. And what you'll find is at the 2 week mark, the 4 week mark, the 6 week mark, patterns will emerge, and that will be the real telling of the story of, hey, is this good for me or not? At that point, you can ask yourself, do I want to keep him in my life or not? Do I want to keep the business in my life or not? And you're going to look at him and you're going to say, what do you want? And you're going to communicate the idea behind, hey, let's look at this from a real perspective. We're not making enough money to live. This business isn't good for both of us being into it. So one of us has to step out of the business. If you really want to keep the business for you and be in that business, then the focus would be to actively help him go get another job, a career from where he comes from, or go find something new to start, and actively help him do that while you keep working on the business. What will happen is this will give you an opportunity to keep both things, because you'll start working on your business to do the things you know what to do, and then at the same time, the relationship will start to prosper again, because he will go out, make his income, and feel more confident. Now, will it be resentment if you and him aren't working on the business still and the business starts growing again? Will he feel less of a person? Yeah, there might be a possibility of it. Or it could be that he goes and he loves his job and he's like, hey, this was the greatest thing. I'll help you when you ask for help. And if not, hey, that's good. And you need to establish rules at that point. Secondly, we look at it from a perspective of, say he doesn't want to do this and say the relationship ends. You need to be able to come to terms with that. And the reality is, if you implement this process where every 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, you're doing check-ins with them and you're seeing these patterns emerge, yeah, it will be hard. It will be hard to let him go. But your business is critical. It's your livelihood. It's what you are doing to make money. And this person, he's bringing you down. He's not making you better. The purpose of any relationship is to make the other person better. And if one person or if two people aren't doing that for each other and one person is doing it more than the other, well, the relationship is skewed and it's not working, and it will not succeed in the manner that we expect it to succeed. So take some time and ask yourself, where are you at with all of this? Implement that plan so that you can get that movement forward where do patterns exist? What do I do with these patterns? Give him the option to leave and go get a job to bring in money for himself. And then, of course, work on that relationship and see if it's sustainable. And if it's not, remember that you've done something in sequence where you've tried everything. You're all our ideas. This is another idea. Try it out. If it doesn't work, no regrets, because you've tried everything, and this is the goal we need to establish. My name is Nikos Rentas. This is mentorsapproach.com. Hit that like button if you like what you see. Of course, hit the subscribe button to get your daily motivational idea to get you moving in the right direction. And of course, leave your comment below. Have you been in this situation? What happened? And what learning moments did you have that you want to share so that if somebody's reading it, you might help change a life?